So I'm trying to be annoying, but I'm trying to bring up the stream right now. And it's not wanting to pop up. There we go. Well, welcome to everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and will join us as we finally hit 500 subs. It's only been a couple months since we were just cresting 300, oddly enough. Maybe 2.5. It's crazy. But I'd like to thank everyone for joining in the present or in the future. You know, that's always great. And we hope to be able to earn your sub, you know, see if we can get people convinced that we're actually worth watching. But I hope you're having a great day. Farv, Varfifian Guard, will be joining us in a minute after he gets done in the Twitter sphere of posting the link out for anyone there. So if you want to check us out on Twitter, you can check out Varfifian Guard there. And we will be going from there, ladies and gentlemen. So, as I fumble around with things, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And we're going to be doing a little bit of the Terminator Infiltrator mode on Terminator Resistance. Now, I have a lot of opinions on Terminator, but I'll hold them for the moment. And we can talk about them when Farv gets here and starts T-800ing people. Let's see. There are only 2 Terminator movies. You know, not to go on to a tangent, but I would definitely say they're Kilroy. Yeah, the first 2 are pretty dang good. But I wouldn't have minded a future war focused series of movies, which I think they could have done some interesting stuff with. But, you know, what can you do? That would require them to make something new. And, well, they didn't seem to want to go that direction, or at least stay with it. So, we got what we got. But Terminator 1 and 2 are fantastic movies. Very entertaining. And, well, made on kind of... Well, the first one, at the very least, was made on a very low budget. Like an especially low budget. So that's quite interesting. So I hear porting in from the future, showing up in a blast of light, potentially a killer for Skynet, Varfifian Guard, approaches.
You saddle me with a lot of unsavory titles.
Set your plasma rifles to fire.
Wow. I don't think there's any other setting. I don't think plasma rifles have a safety.
They have not fire.
They have not. That's called not pulling the trigger. That's all that is.
That's a problem with the safety protocols.
We got one audience member. I'll give it another minute before we get started, because we're technically early.
Yeah, it's oh man. I'll say this.
Go ahead, man.
Since we have a little bit of time, while we're giving people a couple seconds to get into things. This game actually captures what a third movie would have been actually good. Like, if you actually play the campaign mode, it's nothing amazing, but it's more honest and spot on both visually and story-wise to the original 2 films.
I absolutely agree, and like if this is received well, I might actually do a playthrough of it on the channel, since I've got the enhanced version anyway.
To be perfectly honest, this game feels more like the third Terminator movie.
Yeah, it really kind of does.
And it focuses on totally different characters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a funny thing when you think about it, is this game has that kind of look and feel, and this was made by the Rambo game guys.
Yeah,
So,
it did not exactly have a good start.
Oh.
Okay.
But like I've said multiple times, I do hope for anyone new that joins us that we can earn your subs.
Here we go.
We'll be having a 500 celebration tomorrow where I play Hogwarts Legacy. Is that what it's called? It's Hogwarts Legacy?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
It's not Revengeance or something?
I don't think they apply that kind of titling.
You don't know.
Or I do, because my wife bought a copy of it.
Yeah, congrats on 500.
Thanks, Kilroy.
Thanks, Kilroy.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, man. Well, if we make it to 1,000, then people will get to run a poll on what horrible thing I have to play. For the 1,000 subs. Well, that's how I'm going to do it from now on. It's going to end up being polls.
Our boy here got mismatched boots and shit. Oh, waffles. Ow.
You know what? If we got 100 or a million subs, I would play the whole game in one sitting.
Man, you are tore back looking. Look at you.
I'd play the whole game in one sitting on the hardest setting. And every time I died, I'd have to have a ice bath.
Let's turn the Terminator vision off momentarily.
We'll never get to 1 million subs, but that's how I would handle it. I've heard from plenty of people, even some that have played it, that don't like Harry Potter. Hogwarts Legacy is a good game. Yeah, but I absolutely love Hogwarts.
Are these goofy motherfuckers kicking a drone?
So for me, it's just, I don't like the setting or anything to do with it, so... well, they're not exactly... Oh, jeez.
Ugh. Screw you. Give me that.
10k subs, Josh plays.
Oh, you're alive still.
You know, I don't even know if we have something that could play that, but...
Where you going, buddy?
What do you think? Sonic 06?
Oh! Ooh. No bones for you.
What was the worst game of this year before Gollum
Before
came out?
Gollum came out?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Technically speaking, we do have something that could run it, but my wife expressly forbade anyone from paying that much money for that game.
No, I mean the game that came out before.
Oh, and I was talking about Gollum, sorry. I don't know.
No, Gollum would be when we hit 1 million subs.
Oh, we can't play Redfall. That's Xbox exclusive.
Oh, I'm not going to play Redfall. I was just trying to remember it.
God, that was the other one that was really super bad, and yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, so...
Anybody here? Hello?
Sonic 06. It would depend on what I have that could play it.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. We do have an old-ass copy of Sonic 06, but it's for the 360, and that has not been, like, out of a box in years at this point.
Well, let me put it this way. If we hit... I'm going to double it every time. So, 1,000 subs, I'll play another one that the audience wishes to see me suffer with. 2,000, I'll do it. 4,000, 8,000, on from there. I'm going to double it so it at least takes more time.
Wow.
And then I'll play it. I'll even let them decide on like the difficulty I play those things in.
Why would I use a flashlight when I have like vision modes? Does not compute.
If we got to 10k, I just do that as because it's a round number. That would be Dark Souls, or Demon Souls is depraved.
Ooh.
Yeah, and hard.
We'd have to get you Demon Souls. I know they made that big PS5.
Man, they got
of
it.
that. Oh.
Yeah. I'd be a naked guy with a club. Or maybe it should be games that are largely recognized as good games that Josh and Farv hate for one reason or another. It'll be the so how we'll do it after this one is
Stop that.
once we hit the number,
jackass.
we'll open up a community post for people to submit games they'd like to see for the celebration. And then after a few days, we then turn and
He had a plasma rifle already. Ooh.
Then we'd have a poll open, and people could vote on what horrible thing they want to see me run. Or play, actually.
Josh, I may have discovered something.
What did you discover?
I think the locations on the map may not be static.
They're not.
I did not realize that. Let's see, because I've got plasma rifles already. I did not have those last time.
But yeah, that's how we'll do it. When we hit benchmarks that are going to involve subscriber celebrations, we'll open up a community post for a few days for people to throw out things they want. We'll look through it to see what were the most 5 top, and then we'll put them in a poll, run a poll, and then go from there. At least mildly dislikes. Well, on the mildly dislike, I dislike a number of good games, but for very particular reasons. And it's not that I think it's bad that people like them or enjoy them, it's just that I don't like them for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely have come to despise all of the Capcom Resident Evil remakes.
Yeah, I'm not really that far off on that one myself. I would honestly rather, as much as I feel like 8 isn't very Resident Evil-y, I'd much rather play that again than mess with a lot of the remakes.
Well, I think
but
that,
it's a personal opinion thing.
Well, and I'll just give my reasoning on it. From a very base level, I look at it and go, I feel like instead of making something new, they have just retreated, and that problem you run into when you retreat into this kind of situation of remakes is that by the time you need to make something new, you don't have any idea what to make.
Yeah.
And that's where I think Capcom is slowly getting to, because they're relying a lot on just remaking.
Can't really argue that one too effectively.
Also, from a game preservation standpoint, still defend the remakes of 2 and 4. Still want to see a remake of...
The only one of the remakes I have actually ended up liking was the remake of the first game that came out on the GameCube originally, and that I do have the PS4 remaster of. I tried to like RE2 Remake. I did play it. I couldn't stick with it. It got to be too samey. Nemesis was constantly around, which irritated me because he's not supposed to show up to like the AB thing.
Wasn't another
Exoprimal.
here?
Oh yeah.
Here's Torshi. No, you hurt me inside.
That's probably the
point. You
the
want
concept,
me to play?
though.
You want me to play Exoprimal? That's just not cool.
I don't know. It could be good. I don't know enough about it yet.
Or it could be like a blender on my hands filled with hate.
That's also possible. That's okay. Just see what Waffles said.
Let's see. 100,000 got to play RE Remake 3. 4 isn't terrible. 3 is... Oh, you brutal monster. You know what? If we got... And yeah, it was Mr. X.
Oh yeah, I hate it. I fucking hate it because every RE game they've done recently has just ended up being an extruded game of tag. Don't get caught by the big scary thing.
But if we got to 100,000, yeah, I would play Resident Evil 3 Remake on like what What's the hardest difficulty you're allowed to play it on?
Oh Lord, I don't know. It was like Nightmare or something in 8, but I don't know.
I played
about
on Nightmare.
3.
There we go. I don't think we'll get that high, but ooh. But again, I want to make this very.
Oh, you silly son
I want to
of
make
a
it very
bitch.
clear. Again, this is not a thing where I'm attacking anyone for liking these games. This is from my own personal opinion. Like, I did not enjoy the
still
remakes.
alive?
I think they're kind of like a dead end of creativity with Capcom, which is kind of something they've already been on.
Got your ass.
10,000 play the
Yeah,
first
asshole.
RE. I love the first RE3. RE7 even must die.
RE7, we would have to reach like 1 million subs for me to even pretend to touch that. I hate 7 passionately.
But no, I think it's fine that people enjoy them. I realized that I was not a.
Ooh, weapons cache.
I was
Deal
not
with that
someone
in a minute.
Capcom was interested in keeping in the loop. My big concern is that this
Hey there,
is going
buddy.
to affect game preservation, honestly.
Well, Capcom's already been kind of a bastard about game preservation as it is.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's the thing,
it's-
is I'd actually just prefer availability, but I'm glad people are finding things that they enjoy.
Nothing
and they
wrong with
enjoy
that.
those games. I didn't enjoy it. I thought I was way more hyped. It got a lot further in the game than Favre did, and then I just kind of turned it off and said, I'm not enjoying this. I'm sure we've all run into that situation. 2 million subs, RE7. You know what? We get 2 million, I'll play Resident Evil 7. And I know nothing other than it's like a rip-off of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ooh, hello there. More plasma rounds and grenade launcher.
Oh, you got a grenade launcher now. Nice.
This early. I'm just happy I got the starting plasma rifle so quick. When I tried this out before, it took forever to get this damn thing.
But yeah, this game's actually a lot more. Let's see, faithful to the first 2 Terminators than anything else in Terminator.
And by the way, for anybody wondering, the way this mode works is the more intel I gather and the more resistance or scavengers I run into, the more objectives I discover on the map that I need to deal with.
Let's see. But thanks for joining us, Torshi. See, am I saying your name right?
Yeah, please correct us if we're doing it wrong.
I'm probably destroying them, but my first language was not English, so I'm sorry about that. I still love 7, with the exception of the boat. I've seen the boat section. I understand that. Hey, again, like I said, Kilroy, I don't have any issue with people liking it. I just realized that it wasn't in my taste. It's a dumb anger of torches. That's why I kept messing up. Go for that. Torches. Okay.
Why do
My
have
bad.
so
I just wanted to make sure I was
plasma
getting it
rifles?
right, because sometimes I mess up names and I don't mean to. So, you know. You have 2 of those equipped.
One's got a scope.
Oh.
It's the one I got off the dickhead sniper.
Well, thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a good time. Let's see. Need to have an expansion pack where you time travel to the past, kill John Connor, and replace him with a whiny, angsty.
And oh, by the way, brother, this is why this is important.
Okay. That would actually be a really.
That would be, as a parody, that could be actually
As a
hilarious.
parody. A parody?
A
Ooh.
parody?
Yes, that word. As a parody, that's chef kiss right there. Oh, beautiful. Let's see. Which I find a little weird because I love RE Revelations.
I like Rev. I especially like RE Revelations. I also like Revelations 2, despite the fact that in the Claire sections, Barry's daughter really got on my nerves.
I really liked Revelations. Is it 1? Or is it just Revelations?
Revelations is the one that starts on the cruise ship, dude.
I liked that.
Yeah,
I
that was a
liked
good
the
one.
kind of arcadey gameplay of it.
And it wasn't just because Jill looked fantastic in a diving suit.
Oh, that's normal. Let's see. Raid mode was
Raid
addictive.
mode was
no lie.
addictive.
Yeah, it was. I did enjoy the hell out of that. If I can
What
get
have
my
I
internet
discovered
situation
here?
fixed, I should. Dang it.
Yeah, by the way, dude, I
Revelations
wish you-
1 and 2.
I wish you good luck with that, because we miss having you on for the Guild Wars stuff, and I've been waiting to see if you could start streaming again, because I was watching some of this stuff.
Kilroy here for anyone that joins us or, is new or joins us in the future. He has a channel. It's got a good amount of stuff. You can see Porsche Islands.
My time at Porsche. Hey, I found the shotgun super early.
Nice. I know, it's kind of fun saying Porsche Islands because it makes you think like there's a bunch of Porsches on an island.
Isn't it like something at Porsche? I forget exactly.
It's my time at Porsche.
There we go. Yeah. I reckon, alright. I don't know. I really like, and here's where Phil and I differ constantly. I absolutely adored RE6. I love that game. Next to the first two, that's one of my favorites.
I'll put it like this, and I agree. I hate quick times. They're really bad, especially if you've ever broken your thumbs.
I didn't like the quick times, but I didn't hate them so much that it affected my liking of the game.
On what you're saying, Cold Fusion, how I looked at it a couple of years after playing RE6, because a lot of people really hated it, and I played through the whole game, and it's kind of mixed. Like, I disliked some elements, I liked others. The way I looked at it was like a greatest hits of the Resident Evil series up to that point, because each section with the different characters was kind of a play on one of the entries of the games. But there's nothing wrong with disliking something. Anyone who thinks because you're a fan of something you need to like everything is just an asshole.
Well, it's not even necessarily that, but they're the worst kind of fan. They're a mark. You know what?
I would have actually preferred Resident Evil.
Oh, man. I would have loved if ORC had RE6 style gameplay, because I liked Operation Raccoon City despite its flaws. I really liked playing as the Umbrella Special Services operatives. That was freaking cool.
On Operation Raccoon City, I can say this. I really liked the old SOCOM games that kind of controlled like it.
Yeah.
Same team that made it, I believe.
Scavenge.
So it was kind of a blast to the past for me, and I enjoyed that, but...
There was another comment that I missed.
Well, hold on a second. Let me get over there. Let's see. I'm thinking about starting my time in Porsche over and trying to finish it before Mr. Time at Sandrock comes out. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Okay.
Why not hit it up again,
Well, that's just...
But yeah. I think the interesting thing is... let's see, the premise of the USS
I know,
Commando.
it really did.
Yeah.
And I really liked the character designs, man. I absolutely adored those designs.
Let me momentarily shift over to something to take a giant flaming shit all over it.
Okay.
That was handled way better in Operation Raccoon City, and actually more interesting than the Inferno Squad bullshit they did in Battlefront.
Where
it goes down the exact unsurprising Disney road.
Before he hits that, as you guys know, I still like Battlefront 2, and I even did like elements of the story mode, but my god.
Vector and Hungry
my favorite character was Spectre. I loved being able to use the vision modes to snipe motherfuckers from far
Another
away.
fellow Vector main. Oh yeah, got the knife and the, in the corner going, they'll never understand my pain.
Spectre was my boy. Him and Beltway.
Beltway was fun just for the grenades and all that. But, that's the thing. Is like, I think the most interesting thing about indie fandom is being able to go back, experience the older entries, like them, hate them, love them, and then be able to talk to people about it. It sneaks behind you. Nothing personal. Spec Ops.
I played the Spec Ops campaign too, to be fair, but that didn't come out till later.
Well, honestly, how do I put it in a interesting way? if they revisited that and they went with the Resident Evil 6 kind of controls and such,
that'd be
but
great.
kind of kept the kind of opposing forces feel, I find that more interesting than everything is because of this weird parasite fungus thing.
Yeah, that was on them. Slant 6 was trying to do what they could, but I heard about like the rush and the crunch put on Slant 6.
Wouldn't compete with RE6, yeah. I think they got kind of screwed in it. I mostly just didn't like that Resident Evil 6 went way too far into being an action game and sacrificed way too much of the horror.
Hard stop. Let me address that. Because if you're playing Ada's campaign or the campaign with Loser Boy and Helena, I'm sorry, I really don't like Leon. I never even played him. I always played Helena. But if you're playing the Leon quote-unquote campaign or the campaign for Ada, those are still very horror-slanted and very dangerous. The only reason things are so bombastic and it's what everybody gets hung up on is because the BSAA sections, which are meant to be taking place in a war-torn country, are focused on a literal military unit. So those are going to be more action-heavy, and there were still horror elements in them.
Well,
like when you go to that building after that snake.
Hold on before you go there. I definitely agree. 2012, the best one of those games was Rev 1.
Yeah, Revelations was good.
But I'll put it this way: if people are going to complain about Resident Evil 5 and 6 not being horror, then you have to go and blame at the original source. And you know, I got no problem with people who like it, but Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4 did set up a lot of the things people would...
It turned the franchise from a horror-centered survival game to an action game.
It also revealed to me a great deal of, even if unintentional, bigotry.
Back troops in the mainland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird section, to be honest.
I actually really still appreciated, because I liked playing as the BSAA, and I liked Pierce, even though they fucking spoilers kill him at the end.
I would be... He would have been an interesting character to keep around.
Yeah, I wish they had.
BOWs of War, that could be interesting. Especially if it's focused on controlling the different bioweapons. That would actually be an interesting game. But, yeah...
I'll agree with you on the RE4 thing. And like I said, I feel in a way it revealed the bigotry of some of the quote-unquote hardcore fans. Because all the things they celebrated in RE4, they complained about in 5 and 6.
Well, at the end of the day, that happens with any franchise when it takes a new direction. Usually when it does it, it's a breath of fresh air, and then people kind of get tired of it because they want something closer to the original, or what it originally was.
Okay,
but the problem is people blame 5 and 6 for really what 4 started. And that's not to say that 4 was a badly done game. It wasn't.
No.
I do think they made a really stupid mistake making it a GameCube exclusive for a while.
Yeah, okay, that was a little weird.
But hey, Capcom is a cheap whore and they will always cheat on you eventually. Nintendo found that out.
That is entirely true.
So that'd be my thing. So yeah, I can understand why people don't like those two games, and that makes perfect sense to me. The way I put it is, you gotta blame the games that go really and start doing
pushing out Shinji
blame
Mikami.
Capcom for pushing out.
Well, yeah, Mikami was the one who was responsible for the evil within.
Well, you also have to beware of the kind of cult of Shingami, because recently he's been the one that's been the most supportive of altering the Resident Evil games entirely.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Which, as
the hell?
A general rule,
You motherfucker, they're outside. Screw you guys.
He's done some good stuff, but really what it comes down to is that Capcom wanted to make Resident Evil their Call of Duty. They did that RE Resistance.
Yeah, that's that online mode they settled onto the other games.
But yeah, I don't mean so much in that regard, but it's at the end of the day, side games are where they should be experimenting instead of the main line. As opposed to hiring the Fear team to make your game.
Oh, shit.
And then you end up with effectively a game where I'm like, what? This is Fear. What are you talking about? It's Resident Evil.
Ow,
just doesn't have the slowdown. There's that new Fear style game I'm really interested in now.
It was like Treepang 2 or some shit like that.
I cannot ever say that name. It'll be a name that people will be like, is he talking about hookers? And I'm not going to say it.
Oh.
See, we already lost a viewer because of that.
Oh. Plasma cells, thank you very much.
They bailed out quick, like, no! They did that, let's see, Gary's mod, but with licensed RE characters, yeah. There's a lot of really interesting things they can do with the franchise, and I think the big problem is let's see, RE Engine is very good. Capcom just gives us RE Outbreak with fully
a new
realized
Outbreak
Raccoon
could
City.
be fun.
Oh,
of course,
God.
my issue now is I'm worried if they do Outbreak, they're just going to try to shoehorn in all this weird fungus monster nonsense. Like how they... One thing I didn't like about 8 is how they arbitrarily just decided that Oswald Spencer hadn't achieved anything and he just stole the research of this woman that nobody had ever heard of before Resident Evil 8.
And then
and that was really offensive. And
then died in 8 and no one cared.
Yeah, just obnoxious, stupid crap.
It's an interesting waste of your time. I would love to see another Outbreak, but... what can I even say?
I don't want the resistant survivor to be... Is it wrong that I thought the one college girl was still kind of cute?
Well, the female characters were good, but I don't know. There's a lot of ways to handle Resident Evil games, but right now I'd probably try to... Okay, so this is what I would do if I was in Capcom's shoes. I'd reset. I don't mean I'd reset the games, but I'd pull back, go back into kind of the survival horror elements of it, and kind of let a couple games go by from there, because... And this will be kind of my fury crafting. Why are we seeing all of these remakes all of a sudden? Well, we got Resident Evil 7 and 8, and if you like them or hate them, you realize that they were new takes on the series, right?
Now that I 100% agree with.
So, all of a sudden, when they start going, okay, well, we did 8, we're going to suddenly remake a bunch of the old games and just do that
all this fire
for the next so many years. That makes sense as kind of signal up to me where I'm like, well, that sounds like a real loss of any idea what to do with the franchise.
You may not be wrong.
Because now they're just remaking everything.
Scavengers, audio, radio station.
So,
TechCom.
Maybe the games have sold well, but they're not retaining attention. Like, what was it with 8? They had the...
He says 2 and 3 came out before 8.
Yeah, but you're still peppering them around those games. And 4 has come out after it.
Yeah.
So... what that tells me is they're worried about the newer direction, or maybe it just isn't seeing the same level of lasting interest. Because what was the DLC for 8? Was it the one with the special snowflake?
With Ethan's snowflake superpowered daughter that no one cared about.
Didn't that basically get derided universally as a piece of shit?
I didn't hear of anybody who liked it very much, and in fact I had a couple of people actively warn me away from it when I actually did get the game.
Never before have I been in a GameStop gone, oh, what's this DLC, and had so many people tell me not to do it.
Don't even mess with it, man.
I had one guy tell me jumping on a grenade would be a more fun time.
Holy shit,
So I was like, that kind of concerns me. But,
gotta get that radio station.
That's one of those things. Like, again, I have no problem with people enjoying things I don't like. But when I start seeing patterns, it makes me go,
shit.
Okay, that's
can't get to it from here.
It's a little odd. So I do wonder if they have any idea what they're doing with this franchise.
One, in my opinion, should offer.
Because I've even gone back and looked at interviews and things from Shimiga. I'm never going to say his name.
Mikami.
Mikami. We're going to call him Mikami. I hope everyone's okay with that. I'm not going to be able to say his full name. And
something here.
I have had some bipolar experiences in my life, and that was one of them, because, boy, it's kind of cross. So, I look at it like this. They sold well, right? But so have the remakes.
Yeah, that's also true.
So, where do you go after 8? You've killed the original source of all of the stuff, and honestly...
Well, the also issue with 8 is no one cares about Ethan's daughter. No one gives a shit about Rose. Ethan is 100% dead, and Mia's not the fighting
Shiny
type.
the mech Obey. Yeah, so... But hey, look, again, I'm not currently in the kind of customer base for Capcom. Hey, Ghost!
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm not really in the customer base for Resident Evil games at the moment, because I don't like any of their new stuff. It seems like 9 could be Chris going against the BSAA since they've been corrupt, which is a complete shift, I guess, to appease the newer fans.
Probably, because they were always whining, bitching and moaning and whining.
Oh, God, no.
I didn't mind Jake. A lot of people hated him. I thought he was fine.
The fanfic part of it is what made me go,
fuck all of you. Wow, you guys suck.
Honestly, I'd like them just to go with completely disconnected characters at this point.
Down here? Nothing.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of awesome seeing Sherry back as an adult and actually doing, like, shit. That was fucking cool to me. But, I mean, at the same time, you guys don't need to keep bringing the same characters back a lot. Like, I'm sick to fucking death of seeing Leon. I'm sorry. I'm really sick of seeing him in every animated movie they do and constantly showing up in the games. Especially since they made him this insufferable prick ever since he became an agent.
So you're telling me that you don't enjoy playing games about simps?
Apart from his unhealthy obsession with Ada Wong, who's never ever going to give him the time of day, I'm really just sick of seeing him. I think he's really overrated as RE characters go. Well, that was a patrol.
But yeah, again, I don't mind that people enjoy those things, but right now, Capcom has been, for me, batting like -3 billion.
Wow. That's a hell of a scale you got there.
Well, it's like if you look at any of the Resident Evil 4 videos, I basically sit in it and shit on the game the entire time.
8?
Yeah, 7, 8, who cares?
Well,
7,
I haven't
8,
done
9.
these 7 videos. I'm not playing 7.
I'm not going to get them right because I barely pay attention to it.
Well, look, we both spent plenty of time making fun of Ethan the entire time I played through 8.
But you know what? If they want to improve the following game, they need to bring back that fish guy. Because you know why? I'm the best!
Fucking Moreau, man. Honestly, the one thing out of that I wish is that you didn't have to fucking kill Heisenberg, because he could have been entertaining to have show up again.
He's a Marvel villain. He's like Magneto's son.
He'd have been a better son than the one he got.
Like, 8 threw me off so bad because it was a monster mash, and it's like, wow, I didn't know they were going to do a Halloween-themed game, so here we go. We got vampires, werewolves, and spooky skeleton guys. And then a fish guy that pukes, and I'm like, okay, that definitely sounds like
Moreau was fucking nasty.
Resident Evil guest.
Nothing.
He was funny, though. He was nasty, but I thought he was funny.
Ridiculous. Like, my God.
He's gonna have to Heisenberg ya.
Oh, we got another unit over here. I better get it.
No, I will admit, I thought Heisenberg was entertaining.
I like his actor was really going for it, you know? Dude was apparently having a good time.
What was it? 7 was basically Texas Chainsaw
Massacre. Just with, like, mold monsters.
And I'm like, okay. It's taking me forever to get used to the Resident Evil engine. I feel like it just bleeds something out of the Capcom art style.
That's hard for me to argue that.
But that could just be me looking at it and going, eh. But I'm not going to make or take any authoritative stance on that. Again, I like that people are enjoying things. Yeah.
Bingo. There we
Petro is kind of a shit.
Yeah!
Yeah. Yeah. We're just gonna let that go. Again, I got no problem people liked it. It's just I realized the games weren't for me, and that's kind of sad when you've been a fan for something and they suddenly basically go, yeah, we don't care.
Yeah.
Which, hey, it's a company, it's gotta make money.
Damn. That
But still, it does kind of suck.
Yeah, I don't want to apply those. I can't apply those right now. All right.
It does make me wish that those
God, the light.
old Resident Evil comics I had been able to keep surviving that one move of mine.
Which comics?
I had the entire Resident Evil collection
Like the
of
old
comics.
ones?
Yeah, when they had them.
Because I had that newer one with the two new BSAA
like
agents.
the ones they put out around Resident Evil 2.
Those were okay.
I'm not saying they were good. I'm just saying I wish I had them in good stance because they're really something when you think about it. But they got destroyed in the move, which sucked.
That does suck. I did give you my other copy of that.
Wildstorm. Yep, that's it. Wildstorm RE.
I did give you my other copy of that BSAA when they had Mina in it. That one was actually pretty fucking cool.
No, that one's way better quality.
Oh, we got more stuff.
Man. Yeah, I got kind of screwed in a move. And then we had a flood on top of it. Wasn't Nemesis? Yeah, he was a boxer.
God.
He was a boxer.
Forgot. Oh my god, I forgot.
And he had this big giant punch out with Birkin, which was hilarious. I loved it, how goofy that was.
Oh, fucking sniper. Alright, assholes. Got two snipers. Some bullshit.
I love that it does the little sound effect every time. There's the Wildstorm comics, and then there's the Mohana by that...
Oh, you bitch.
Oop, let's see. Hong Kong artist.
Fuck you.
Oh my lord. I had the one where Nemesis was a boxer. That college kid snuck into the lab and turned himself into a proto...
I remember that one.
Tyrant, and...
I remember that one.
The one where they were using the bioweapons to drop on, like, boards of CEOs that were opposing companies. I had a good chunk of those, and they all got destroyed in a move, unfortunately. Made me sad. The best part of 7 is the DLC where you play as Jack Baker's brother with the robot fish, and you punch the shit out of the
Oh yeah, I forgot that dude was even a thing.
That's so weird. But yeah, I mean, you know, it always comes down to what you like, where you end up standing on some things.
Shut your mouth up there.
I don't know,
When
like the newer Resident Evil games have just not done it for me.
Hold the line, he says, by himself. Shut up, you.
I'd like all the classic PS1/2 games to be released in a collection physically, because I don't trust Capcom to do it digitally.
It's so random and outrageous, and I love it, he says.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, as long as it's fun, that's the important part. No reason to do something unless you enjoy it or you need to eat.
Or yeah, eating's kind of important.
But from an entertainment standpoint, you should always do something if you enjoy it. It's just so ridiculous. Reposted that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Double-gloved Joe Baker is a monster once you unlock it. Kenshiro in mole monsters and gators. That does sound like something I would enjoy at least.
Takes care of that. Oh,
But hey, let's say we'll have some options when we hit some of those higher numbers on what games we can play.
Yeah.
Maybe at 1,000 instead of me playing something, it'd be Farv, and he can play Resident Evil 7.
I'm not doing that.
But he can play the DLC where you punch things.
I don't want to be a dick. Just 7 really pissed me off a lot. Even as much as the remakes kind of annoy me, that one made me angry.
Well, I guess I'd be playing that game then. Don't they have the third-person mode in it now?
Do they?
I heard that they were adding third-person to both 7 and 8, and 8 has it.
They might have, yeah, because 8's got it. That's how I played it.
I'd have to play it in probably third because over the years, my first-person shooterness is not as good. Let's see, it's like watching a shitty 80s B-movie Rambo ripoff. You know what? I have done that, and it featured Red Brown.
Oh god, Red Brown. Spoonie's fucking, like, love freaking man crush.
Yeah, let me be perfectly honest. I hate Red Brown's movies. I think they're horrible. But my god, what an actually awesome guy.
Yeah, to be fair.
He is a awesome dude, and I am shocked by it. But man, some of his movies, they're just the right level of cheese. He did a Predator knockoff that you probably enjoy, Kilroy.
Strike Commando.
Strike Commando. Check out the Spoonie review on it. Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Okay, we need to go that way.
But well, I didn't mean to go on a tangent like that.
You're fine, dude. That's what these are for. That's literally why I call fucking what we do.
Just shitting the old breeze. Oh, jeez.
He's an exo-frame. He can take it.
Come on.
Although it does not want to get over there, though.
Nope.
Really? I know you can make that jump, you dirty son of a bitch.
You're too.
Wow, he's just stubborn.
You're too fat.
He's not fat. He's heavy.
I'm just big boned, man.
He's just heavy boned.
Heavy boned. Oh wow.
You would be too if your fucking skeleton was made of fucking steel and titanium.
I want that
shit.
explanation at the doctor's office. I'm just heavy
Something over
boned,
here.
sir.
Aha! I missed a couple.
He looks really good for being hit by plasma.
I don't know, man.
Considering I know what happened to you if you got hit with plasma, that's pretty dang good.
Can we fucking upgrade that big...
He ain't shriveled at all.
Wow.
But, yeah. Oh, man. But, I don't know. If we do play this as a series, if there's enough interest,
Yeah.
and, you know, anybody who wants, just let us know. Oh, Lord. I will say, I would love people to comment and just let us know how much more this feels like a sequel to Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, good job.
Terminator 2 and Terminator 1 than the actual movies. It even has that kind of grungy look from the 80s film that I kind of enjoy.
Yeah.
But man,
now it
Bill
should be able to go
Paxton
around.
just has no damn luck.
No, he really doesn't. Every movie.
He's always like, especially in the, like, early 80s and, like, late 70s. He's just a dude who always got iced.
Yeah. I mean, at least he went out like a fucking champion in fucking Aliens. Like, every other movie, he just gets iced in the dumbest way.
Well, 90% of his lines were ad-libbed, too, from what I remember.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Man, nah, again, please don't take any of what I said as, like, me condemning anyone's enjoyment.
We don't do that here. We might poke fun at people, but I'm not gonna be an asshole to people.
Just good old-fashioned shit-giving, you know what I'm saying?
Are these motherfuckers down here?
Might as well look.
Hello, assholes.
We're gonna take it to the basement.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, is it like that then? Dickheads. Hi, what's up?
I like the little siege moment there.
Somebody's still alive. What do to their holy crap? Well, what the fuck did you expect?
Ice cream? Just imagine Arnold showing up and being like, it is either lead or ice cream.
Now, maybe just me, because Arnold's kind of irritated me with his political bullshit over the years, but I do find it amusing that this Infiltrator doesn't look like him at all.
Well, honestly, the Infiltrators should look like different people.
Yeah, I was like, why did they all look like the same dude? That's going to immediately raise suspicions once people start paying attention.
Wait a minute, they all look like really muscular Austrians.
And if you think about it, hilariously, in the first Terminator movie, during Reese's flashback, it is a completely different dude who's the Infiltrator.
I think actually this one's supposed to look more like that one.
I think so.
But no, I think that's actually more interesting. If anyone's actually interested in extended, Arnie's dad was in the SS. It was a horrible
Yeah, he was an absolutely horrible governor. He was almost as bad as the guy that came before him.
I like Arnold, but...
I liked him as an actor, but the minute he decided to get political, woo, boy, did he destroy himself.
I just wish he'd steer clear of the politics.
Yeah. Because he was the same guy that jumped on that bandwagon with that... What is that? How dare you, environmentalist nut, who gets all her lines handed to her by an Indian dude and her parents? Thunberg.
Yeah, again, I'm not going anywhere near that.
That was just me remembering that.
But,
You went on this big tirade about that. What
like
is
I was going to
this?
say, there is an actual Terminator RPG.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, we have it.
And it's actually pretty good. I was shocked by this. I don't have it on hand, so I don't remember
No supplies for you.
exactly what the studio is, but I think they made the SPL games.
Oh, shit.
I might be saying that wrong. But
I don't know for sure.
it's actually a pretty high quality book, and it covers a lot of different time periods, and you can make a ton of different characters. I definitely recommend for anyone interested in something to read. That's more Terminator than
What we've been getting
the
recently.
last couple movies have been.
Last 4 or 5 now?
Those are more than the last one.
And what really irked me is the couple that they had that covered the future war, they had a good idea, and then they completely screwed it up not even halfway in.
Too big of budgets.
That, I'm sure, had something to do with it, yes.
Because
there it is.
the unfortunate part with it is sometimes budget just get in the damn way. Yo, armchair, how's it going?
Hey, W, what's up?
Just me talking about random stuff.
Oh, you idiots just left this here. Okay, you weren't even guarding it.
You know, you might have killed someone.
Hey, it's the AMT. And an Uzi.
Get ready to get hardballed.
Oh, I need to pick that up.
Yeah. I'm glad you're able to make it, man.
Well, I got a lot of pistol rounds. Holy shit.
But holy hell. There's a lot of crazy stuff. when you think about it. But the weird thing to me is just how much more this captured the feel of Terminator.
Yeah, man, I can't even. You
And
can't
again,
even dispute that reasonably.
These are the guys that made that modern-ish Rambo game that was horrible.
And that game was awful. Like, it's unforgivably bad.
I think
yet they made this.
I think
weird.
one thing that really comes down to is limited budgets actually make you rely on actually doing stuff similar.
Well,
and,
remember,
more
and
creatively.
we're always going to bring this up because we were big fans of the man's work back in the day, but John Carpenter made so many movies on such a ridiculously low budget.
Oh my god. He made so many crazy movies.
Oh yeah, we have already addressed that. That'll be going on tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow.
So make sure you're around for tomorrow night when he's going to have to do that. Whoa!
It was a modern Oh, I'm sorry about that, Kilroy. But let's just say they made a bad movie-based game before this, and then they hit. Well, they got so close and near the spot with this one. It's just weird. And yeah, tomorrow night we'll be doing a stream of Harry Potter's new shoes, whatever, tomorrow.
Hogwarts Legacy.
That one.
And in case anybody's wondering, my wife already owned a copy, which is why we were able to get it to him so fast. Because she actually likes the franchise.
She does, and I tell her how much I think it's stupid.
Yeah, you actually do, and she's very good-natured about it.
And I'm generally very... Oh, again, I'm glad people enjoy it. It's just, after my time, I didn't realize it existed. Until I saw, like, a trailer, and I was like, oh, so it's not a porn parody?
Wow.
But I'm going to be completely lost because I'm not going to know what anything is.
And I'm not going to be able to help you.
Yes, it's going to be two guys going, what?
Like, I know the very...
Can't begrudge those polls.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Being shovelware games. Yeah. Considering this game, I actually kind of hope they get to make some more stuff. I do like the look and feel of it. I know a lot of people go, hey, the graphics aren't that great, and I'll be like, yeah, but I kind of like my games being games. So...
Uh-oh. Do you now?
Gotta stop him now!
Stop me!
We're sending you
asshole.
a strongly worded letter.
This is not the UN.
You stumbled upon like a group of UN members. They then immediately
how'd that
start
minigun
crying.
work out for you there, buddy?
Not very well. Not gonna go loot them?
I am. I want to check this door first.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that was the door.
Oh, it's another way around. Okay.
Haha!
There's still somebody alive over here somewhere.
But we'll be doing a 3-hour stream tomorrow on it, and I will be... I'm very confused, to be perfectly honest.
Alright, jackass. Wow.
These enemies seem to behave like the ones from, oh, the PSP Medal of Honor. Wow. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Apogee. They only made a handful of games I could be bothered with, but I wasn't a big PC gamer in that era either. I didn't have the time, the patience, or the money.
Man, I really loved their old Duke Nukem games.
Are you motherfucker serious?
Does that sound sad?
Not particularly. No, a lot of people like those old side-scroll games.
Those
like I said, I just
fun.
didn't have the means to mess with a lot of it, so I don't have any particular attachment or love for it.
My parents did not invest a lot of money in things, so I played a lot of it. Never mind.
Never mind. Never mind what?
Never what mind? What, Ghost?
I got confused.
Not PC,
Is that guy alive
PSP.
or is it? Oh, what is that? Oh god, there's a guy in the minigun back there. What are you doing,
Same,
stupid?
love those games. Yeah, those are fantastic old games, those Apogee ones.
Got him!
You can get a lot of them in collections now, which is
Yeah,
fantastic.
actually, a lot of them are available.
Which I do like. Ah, man.
Nothing?
Yeah, the old side-scrolling Duke Nukems had a unique charm and actually were pretty well made and fun.
Sheesh.
Even Jazz Jackrabbit was pretty good. And I sucked at that game for some reason. But Ghost,
well,
if you had a question, just throw it out there, man.
Yeah, just say whatever you're gonna say, man.
I'm not gonna ignore anything you post.
Oh yeah, this is where the minigun was at, isn't
But yeah, this is a very interesting little game. I mean, it's not complex. It's not gonna blow your mind, but if you're a Terminator fan and you've just been starved of anything.
Also,
well,
to be fair, I'm playing like a side mode, like a side gameplay mode. This is not the main game, so it's less. There's less going on in it.
Man.
Yeah, that's entirely true.
Let me be perfectly honest with you.
It didn't kill the franchise per se. Shelley Harrison just kind of took it over.
Well, one, with Bethesda getting it was probably the knife
of death
in the freaking kidneys. Two, there was no way to salvage that game after that many years and that much expectation.
And that many people actually breaking it and starting it over again.
Should have stuck with the 2000. You know what? If they polished up the 2002 build after seeing some of the stuff,
from what I saw of that build, I could agree with that. Actually,
I would have actually been really interested in playing it as kind of like an artifact of past gaming, and I think it would have done a lot of good for the Duke. Honestly, for Duke Nukem, that did not help. But after playing, oh geez, I'm just
Ion Fury.
Ion Fury. Honestly, just give
good night, asshole.
Have Bethesda just have the 3D Realms, that team that made that, make it. In the old build engine.
I hate to be this guy, but I don't think they're interested anymore.
They might not, but I would have been like, okay, we're going to contract you to make this for us. Because they're going to do way better than Bethesda will.
Because the way they described it, I think, like, the freedom they have using Shelly now. You know, she's their character, it's their game.
And I don't blame them, but considering what they put out with that would be the team I'd want and trust.
Yeah, they'd be the ones I would definitely want if they could get them.
But hey, welcome to everybody checking us out. We hope to earn that sub.
2270. Okay then.
Just being weird, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I do love the fact that they got those damn 80s rugs in every damn hallway. I don't even know who made those rugs, but they were everywhere.
Anybody?
My parents had 2 of them.
I think my parents had one at one point.
Let's see.
D-
It was very fitting, the initial.
Yeah,
game.
not wrong.
Oh, let's see. It started out by taking a piss.
Yes. Like, talk about taking the crude humor, just dialing it up to 11 in absence of anything else. Like, missing the point entirely.
Well, oh man. One, I feel kind of bad for Bethesda because they've never actually done a complete game. They usually leave their community to do it, and let's just be honest, the Duke Nukem community at this point had been starved so long in the desert. They saw the game came out, had shocked, and then never did anything with it. So
yeah,
there was no hope with Bethesda. Anyone has silly hope of Bethesda is nuts. The modders, maybe, but not Bethesda.
Also fitting in the game was shit is what they allowed you to throw around.
That's true. The most entertaining part of the game was the beginning, which is not a good sign.
No, considering that you don't hardly do anything in it. There's one fight and then...
And I'll say this, if you're a studio purchased by Microsoft, you are probably...
Be very afraid.
Well, no, you don't need to be afraid. You're fine.
No, and not if you have any creative impulse.
But you're going to lose most of your talented people over time because, honestly, you will just become Game Pass shovelware.
Microsoft doesn't care anymore.
Well, they just want to pump out content.
Well, that's my point. Is like Redfall proved that all they care about is pumping out more crap to basically Disney Plus their fucking games library.
Like, I bumped into a guy, and he was talking about how he was
that way.
So pumped that Bethesda had been purchased by Microsoft.
Tell that to Activision Blizzard, right?
Oh, Activision Blizzard is going to get 10 times worse.
Of course they are.
And I'm going to say the same thing I did with this guy. Because he's like, oh, it'd be great because it's this big studio, they got the money, they'll finally be able to put out finished games. And I looked at him and I said, Microsoft doesn't care. Have you not paid attention to Redfall? They don't care as long as something gets shoved out the door.
Oh, yeah, FOSSA, Microsoft, Lionhead, they all deserve shit for their management, I agree.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of these companies basically got shit. They fucked up on their own, but anyone who is under the delusion that Microsoft will fix these studios, they might
just haven't been paying attention.
They might need to wear a helmet.
Well, it just means they literally haven't been paying attention. Microsoft's literal self-professed hands-off policy.
Well, again, they don't care because you'll just be Game Pass shovelware.
Which I don't know if they noticed, but a lot of people aren't actually that thrilled about Game Pass. They have a handful of dedicated people who fuck with that shit,
Game
and
Pass
most people
makes
get bored.
them good money. The problem ends up being is that it devalues
I just don't think it's I don't think it's viable in the long term. That's what I was trying to say.
Let's see, they had a cash cow with Bungie, and then oh god.
Yep.
Yeah, Torch. I only see things getting worse. I legit haven't touched my Xbox One since January or February.
I don't blame you.
Mine
mine is actually packed up finally. It was taking up space I wanted for something else.
And this is not a Xbox versus Sony or any of that fanboyism. It's just me looking at something from over the long course and going, every studio Microsoft has purchased has done nothing but make worse and worse games that tend to be more and more buggy, and they rely more on the concept that you could just get it on Game Pass.
Yeah, well, they say it outright now. And the thing is...
Oh, that's a long time ago.
My Xbox One didn't end up gathering dust because I hated Microsoft. We used to like Microsoft. We used to play Halo and Gears of War a lot. But then they let those franchises get ruined with stupid shit. And then they just stopped making anything we wanted.
Investors meeting that there was a huge growth of their company and market share. It's usually just buying out another... That's true.
Yeah.
Especially Microsoft. What people should really be leery of is that Microsoft is trying to use Game Pass as a way to basically corner the market. Like, I know there's a lot of people younger than me, but in 2000 or the late 90s, early 2000s, we had this big antitrust lawsuit that went against Microsoft because of what they were doing with their operating system and how they were intimidating companies and using as basically like, well, if you want to be able to make money, you're going to use our operating system. And if you don't use it, we're just going to cut you out and you're screwed in the market.
Yeah.
And they lost that one, but holy cow. It was... A lot of people were very worried at the time about that.
Which, as well they should have been.
Tenchu Z, but honestly, the last Tenchu game was the worst. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it.
Wasn't great.
Even when I did, for the longest time, my Xbox One was mostly a Hulu. Yeah, actually, a lot of people I knew were used those for those services.
And I never watched Hulu, so that gave me no incentive. So I had stopped using it even. The last thing I did on my Xbox was beat The Evil Within 2. If that gives you any kind of like context.
Which was actually a very entertaining game.
Oh yeah, I love that game. I'm probably going to get it again for my PS4.
I was honestly hoping that Microsoft was not going to be able to purchase Activision Blizzard, because there is no way Activision is going to turn anything around. And it wasn't likely they were going to anyways, but now the chance has gone from, 1-2% to 0?
Oh, they'll fucking get... Here's the thing. I don't give a rat's ass about Activision anyway. The last thing they did I liked was, like, Crash Team Racing and fucking Crash Bandicoot 4.
And they messed up Crash Team.
Yep. And they fucked them over. And then, like, there's nothing else, because Blizzard is dead. And this is from guys who were playing World of Warcraft for over 10 years, and only gave it up a couple of years, longer than that, and only gave it up a couple of years ago, because we were just so done with what they called Blizzard shit. Because the minute Activision got Blizzard, the company started basically getting gutted. People were leaving left and right.
If I'm going to age myself a little bit more, besides the Duke Apogee side-scrollers, because that sure helped. Yeah, like young spring chicken ladies. But more importantly, I was playing over landlines at, the old computer parties where people bring their computers and then hook them up at somebody's house.
Yeah, dude, that's how we did Halo tournaments when we had that 1 week to do recreation in Iraq.
The original Warcraft and Warcraft 2 and then StarCraft.
Nice.
It was fun as hell, by the way. But, yeah, this is, again, I'm not really a fanboy of anybody. I just play what I happen to like. And I was like, I wanted them to lose the acquisition of Activision Blizzard because I didn't see it improving the company's product.
Yeah, because it would have been better for them if they had.
Yeah, StarCraft 1 parties were amazing. My God, I never had so much fun and never been quite so buzzed.
There'll be another way around.
But I did enjoy the hell out of that, and it's sad because it's not like I'm upset. Lobbyists won, and sadly, and you sit there and go, "Hey, maybe large companies should stop buying other large companies."
Well, every once in a while you get to watch the flames as they fuck themselves over, which is what's happening with Disney.
Well, honestly,
and I don't think Microsoft's going to fare much better over time.
Looking at Microsoft, I think they're slowly doing the same thing Disney did. They're creating their own competition. Honestly, I just want people to be able to get whatever fits them the most, has the things that they want to play, and be able to enjoy it. I don't give a shit, because I already had to live through the bullshit of the Nintendo versus Sega.
Yeah.
And I was one of those poor kids that didn't own either. And when my family got him, we got a Sega Genesis used. Yep. And I got it from a kid for like $50 with like 5 games. And I traded him a number of like Magic cards I didn't want. At the time, Magic was really big. Or at least it was getting caught on. I had a bunch of extra cards, nothing really rare or anything, but he wanted to get rid of it, so I paid him $50 and a bunch of Magic cards. Then
works.
Then I played that, and then my parents got a Super Nintendo with Mario Racing.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, that's it. I never get the names right. We were living in Bamberg, Germany at the time, so that was a real fun experience. We got it from the PX, and
as you do.
I remember that, and then later on in life, my parents got, or my mother had purchased the N64. I absolutely hated that thing.
Yeah.
And I'll explain it. It's not that the games were bad, it's just that I hated 3D graphics because they were so damn ugly. Because I came from a point where I was playing like these systems that had these great sprites and these really vivid games, and then suddenly you go to but ugly polygons that vaguely resemble things moving, and you're just like, I was not a fan of early 3D gaming, I'll tell you.
Oh, nothing in here.
But there's some true classics on that system.
Oh yeah.
I just remember vividly hating it.
My biggest issue when it came to the N64 was that damn controller. I could not with that fucking controller.
You want to know what makes me the most angry about the N64 controller?
That third-party controllers existed.
Finding out that there were actual third-party controllers meant for humans to play with.
Because where we lived, you never saw or heard about those fucking things. They might as well not fucking existed.
I was never as freaking pissed as when I found that out. I'm like, they made one so a human being could control it. Ah! I was angry.
The Wavebird was the weirdest damn design philosophy at work.
I remember it being handed to me and just staring at it.
The Japanese have 3 hands.
They do not. I know, because I have some ancestry.
Oh.
I don't have any advantage with that third hand.
Okay, I can't go this way.
That one could be the one that holds my coffee for me.
Wow, you don't drink coffee.
I drink coffee every now and then, but that could be my coffee holding hand.
Wow. Okay, where the fuck
It's there ready for when I need it. I hated that controller. I hated that system. For years, I would just be like, ugh. And eventually I did play it. What was good games on it? Well, there's Battle Tanks.
Oh yeah, Battle Tanks was fucking awesome.
And then there was...
Just shit out of my way.
What was it? Super Mario 64.
Mario 64 was decent.
That was pretty good. Am I the only person that absolutely hated the whole naming everything 64 trope?
You mean how like half the games on the Super Nintendo were named Super something?
God.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
No, I don't have that cool of a voice, sadly.
Or the ability to throw lightning.
Or teleport. That would be awesome, though. I never did inherit Dad's cooler traits.
Aw.
I always wondered why he talked like that, though. It makes sense now.
Commodore 64.
You know what? I love the Commodore 64.
What do we got here? Another shotgun. Sure, why not?
There's actually, you might be interested in this, Cold Fusion. There is a Commodore 64 clone, and it's a mini that they put out fairly recently.
I forgot that was a fucking thing.
And it does it's exactly Commodore 64, but it's shrank down and made to be able to play on modern displays. So you can just hook it up to your TV, and you can run all kinds of different programs and games.
That is some weird ambition right there, right? What?
It was amazing. I was pissed because it sold out. I was like, holy shit, that's amazing. And it's like, no, it's gone now. I just felt contempt at that moment.
We located the commander. Now, whether I survive this or not is another
You have a
matter.
big gun. Good luck, son.
Yeah. Because I'm on a higher difficulty this time around. The last time I went in here, even in the lower difficulty, this base was a bitch to get through.
Well, you know how to do it.
Maybe.
Pull trigger. Aim gun.
Wow.
But the Commodore 6, I love some of the like older systems, like good old Ataris. People like will chuckle and like, well, and they'll always think you're talking about
Atari 2600. It wasn't so bad.
And they always think you're talking like the Atari 2600 or what was the other one?
5200.
5200. But the computers that they had were pretty damn good too.
They were if you could get them, but they were not always the most accessible things.
I heard, Cold Fusion. I believe they did. I heard actually good things about the Amiga, but I hadn't seen all of what it could do. But I was really keen on the 64. Oh my lord, we turned this into a talking about. Well, hey, look, it's relevant. Around the time this movie came out, These were still things on the shelves.
Oh my God, you're right.
There are people in this chat going, what the hell are these old people talking about?
We ain't even that old. We just happen to have been born right around the time that shit started.
I'll tell you what, one of the things that made me geek out the most is we went to Best Buy last year.
Yeah.
And I went for the audio department, and they had, and you guys know if you lived during this era, but they had a 100% accurate Ghetto Blaster recreation of the classic.
Oh, jeez.
And I was just, I basically was like simped out for that thing. I was like, that's amazing. Sierra was going strong. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, they had some damn good King's Class games. Hell, I loved their, oh god. I even enjoyed their Dune games. Like, the Dune, like, people don't realize that the Dune strategy game is actually a sequel to, like, an adventure-y, slight, tactical game that they had made originally.
Damn, that was rough.
It was really quite interesting.
Pop another. We're running out of repair parts.
But there's some really interesting stuff that came out. Another thing I can put is, around that time, Oregon Trail was also a thing that was just starting to enter schools. And I have somewhere around here, I have 2 card sets that you can
my god,
play.
yeah, those Oregon Trail cards.
I have these 2 card sets that are basically recreations of the game of Oregon Trail, and it's amazing. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, there is some pretty cool stuff, and I would love to see more video game preservation going on.
Yeah,
when it
instead of
comes
the opposite.
to like these things, because it's like, I think I'd be less angry with places like Capcom and Nintendo if more stuff, like the older games came out and they were just accessible, so it'd feel less bad when they remake something and then kind of hide the other stuff away.
Agreed.
Did you use the Force to, like, loot that guy?
Apparently, right?
You're like, you stopped and you're like, I must now use my new enhancement. Hand stretches out hand, it flies to you, and then you walk away. No explanation, nothing else said.
None at all. It just works.
But yeah, I mean, oh my lord.
This is going to get ugly.
Then again, I also...
What's up, you?
I also probably have a couple older 90s. I actually have a late or early 2000s computer that I've been keeping in a box. Because there's been a bit of a nostalgia uptick on the computers around that time.
That is entirely
So it's actually gotten a little harder to get some of those older,
come on, you asshole,
like mid-generation PCs. Oh man, it's hard to play Quake sometimes.
Oh,
that's something I gotta ask. There was the Quake remake recently by what, Night Dive?
Night Dive Studios, I believe, yeah.
And it added some levels. Is that something people would like to see us play when we get done with Bolt Gun?
Well, weren't we looking at oh god, that sci-fi one that we saw was on here? What was the name of it again? Something Rift.
Yeah, the Slav Jank one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one's fairly short.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I mean, it's
doesn't mean we'll get through it quickly, depending on how often we die on it.
It's fun, but it's a short game. You might get let's be generous and say 4 episodes out of it.
Fair.
Let's see. Honestly, Capcom would win over fans more if they sold both the remakes and the original games. Though I am okay with not getting another Resident Evil 4, Got that game on everything. Yeah, because they
Yeah.
released that
Whoa.
damn game on everything.
This dude, apparently got rigor mortis early.
Wow. No, he's just showing you his new stretching technique.
Ha!
You gotta stay limber. They probably can't do that due to licensing reasons, though.
Possible.
Honestly, just going on what you're saying there for a second, Cold Fusion. They could very easily slap the original version of these games. Like, let's say they did another release of the Resident Evil 2 remake. They could very easily put the director's cut of the original Resident Evil 2 with all the different features from all the different versions onto that disc, because it would take so little. And since they own it completely...
That's true. There is no licensing conflict. They own the lock and stock and barrel of it. Shit!
There wouldn't be an issue there. The only place they would run into issues is if there was, like, music made by an artist and they didn't purchase it outright. But since I believe most of the classic, like 1, 2, and 3, at the very least, it's all in-house. It's all owned by
Jeez, look at all this
Capcom.
bullshit.
So if they really had wanted to kind of, be like, this is also a thing that I'll go into in a second. They could have put the original version on there, like, hey, check this out. This is what the game originally was like, and then the remake version with no problem. Well, that's a pile.
Oh yeah. Well, they were trying to defend that room.
The real issue here is that it's just an excuse to resell you something.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's also an excuse because with copyright law, it's trying to keep that original copyright on the original game and the remake version so that it can't enter into the public domain.
Which is goofy, but that's how it is.
Well, and it's one reason that you got several movements trying to change that law because, let's be perfectly honest,
oh shit!
They aren't making a lot of these very easy to get, well, legally. Or without stupid things you have to go through to get
monetization schemes. Or like memberships is the worst one. They want you to have memberships to like get access to some of these old games.
From a personal standpoint, I would love to see that because it would feel more like preserving it. And it would give me an incentive to potentially purchase it because I want to play Resident Evil 3, and right now my PlayStation 2s are kind of dead. I've been slowly making repairs on them, but even then, it'd be kind of nice to be able to play it on something I have readily available. And that also is more readily available for people who don't have classic hardware. But, they didn't do it for a very particular reason, because they didn't want you to have it. Because even with the availability, because I think it's, what is that PlayStation, is it like PlayStation Plus?
Something like that.
Whatever that one is. You don't actually own, so that's how you access certain older Resident Evil games. You have to have that membership, but you only have access to it as long as that membership's up.
And that's what Capcom demanded.
And that's
because Capcom wanted a cut of the profits from that, and so they have to keep it subscription based.
So that's one of the things I hate.
Taking those.
Personally, I would like to see it where after a certain amount of time, the company doesn't lose like its copyright to things or anything like that. But after a certain amount of time, let's be generous, let's say 20 years, the original game goes up into something like a database at a library that you can access and then play that game legally.
That seems semi-reasonable.
And I would be perfectly fine with that. I think that would be better because when you look at how many games, just say Game Boy Advance, or let's even go a little bit further back, Game Boy Color. How many of those games are at this moment legally purchasable is
Not
tiny.
many.
So that's one of those things. From a preservation standpoint, I want to see.
Fuck all of y'all.
Oh man, he looks so relaxed. He's really jiving too. But from a preservation standpoint, that's what I want to see. I want to see the games exist and be accessible. And for the companies to have to actually make new things instead of just pimping something out over and over again until it's lost all nostalgia.
Agreed. So how many people we still got hanging out?
Let me update my stream thing
Let's
here.
see. This ends, like I said, this is just a side mode, so this actually ends this. So here we are at the actual end of this little mini campaign.
He looks so serious.
Of course he looks serious. He's a fucking robot.
He's like, where are those recipes? They have to be here. Searching. Man, I always hated XP personally.
This
is not Windows XP.
A little off center of that, yeah.
It's way past the Terminator, like, future war. Let's
16, see. Yeah, well, no shit.
Oh, man. Let's see, that's...
You okay?
I'm just trying to check my my comments here. Oh, man. Target single mother fodder unknown.
Yeah, well, because everybody else knows who's seen the movies who the father was.
Waka Waka. You know what the ladies like. Wow. Naked men from the future.
Oh. What's funny about that movie is, like, initially Sarah wanted nothing the fuck to do with this ass. Because he looked like some fucking nut bar who just came stalking after her.
I like Armchair's response. Oof.
So, what's the consensus in the chat? Is anybody interested in seeing me actually play the main campaign of the game, which is actually a lot going on in it? This is just, like I said, a side, kind of like a repeatable side game.
Well, nobody said yet, so.
Because if anybody's interested, leave a comment or comment in the stream chat. Because I'm amenable to doing the main campaign, especially since they did add a follow-up campaign which I've never played, that just got added a while back.
Well, oh yeah, they did add that expansion, didn't they?
Yeah, the something line, eradication
annihilation line.
Annihilation line. There we go.
Let's see. Oh, sorry, Cold Fusion. Cold Fusion said, I did too. Damn time delay. Yeah. Sure, this seems cool. That's what Armchair said. Also, you need to get monetized, sell out, do super chat, sell memberships, get sponsored by
Okay, you laugh, but I did actually sign up for the monetization thing, at least so I can get super chats and all that good shit. Now, it takes time for it to go through, so I gotta wait and see how that goes. Because they gotta review my channel and all that.
Torch said you go in the DLC with Kyle Reese in the red shirts.
Yeah, I read part of that.
I didn't know Star Trek was involved.
Wow. Captain. Okay, guys, we're gonna probably stop this one for tonight. But since there is some interest, I will start doing the main campaign. I will mix it in with my other stuff on my schedule.
Based, I'll give you a super chat when you get
nice. And don't forget, anybody who's here, if you want to have a chuckle, Josh is doing that Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy on stream tomorrow night for 3 hours.
And I'm going to say this as in addition to the being monetized. We don't actually intend to monetize the normal vids.
No, there's no point, because most of them would probably get demonetized anyway.
We only intend on doing memberships if people want those, or super chats.
And super chats.
Otherwise, we just want you to watch the video and have a good time. But hey, thanks for showing up, Ghost, Torch, Cold Fusion.
Waffles, Tyler, yeah, everybody. And I can use your name because we're
Kilroy.
both fucking published anyway.
Wizard Supremacy, Muggle.
Wow.
I don't know what that means. I'm gonna be real. What? Hold on a minute. Are the wizards Nazis?
It's kind of hinted at later in one of those weird offshoot movies.
Oh my God! So the series is basically the Nazis forming their occult circles, and then what? Getting rid of the wink Muggles?
Those Fantastic Beasts movies kind of go there.
Oh, I didn't know I was gonna play a person of German heritage.
Wow.
I love
alright,
the
folks.
oven.
Well, if you guys are looking forward to
Into
more of this
wizardry
kind of
worlds?
humor throughout the Wizard game, yeah,
Oh,
we'll be doing it tomorrow night.
No, you don't understand, guys. I'm gonna have a Austrian accent for that one.
Oh,
I'm gonna be a
God.
very interested painter.
Dude, there's a character creator. You're not gonna be able to do any
Oh.
facial hair, but there is a character creator.
Oh, I'm gonna
Okay,
call him
so-
Little Dolph.
Don't call him anything that's gonna get us struck, okay?
No. It'll just be DOLF.
Name him Dolphus.
No, Dolphus is too nice. Mudbloods need to wear the.
Yeah, there it goes.
Oh my God! I didn't know this was that.
I saw, thanks to a friend of ours from Ireland, I saw the second movie because he wanted to laugh. And yeah, there's a lot of that kind of shit in that movie.
I'm now both amused and horrified that apparently this Harry Potter thing is some kind of weird Nazi thing.
They avoided it in the Harry Potter movies, but they got into that shit real hard in the Fantastic Beasts movies.
But join us tomorrow, everybody. We're gonna be diving into the Austrian painter stream, I guess, of wizardry.
God.
I'm kind of worried about what we're playing. Fantastic Beast and the Grindelwald's
Reasonable policy proposal.
I think I might die during this stream. Bring your families.
Oh. All right, folks. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Oh.
Have a great night.
Oh my God.
Bye-bye, everybody. Can you say the outro, or do you need to just step away?
Thank you for watching. We hope we earned your subscription and tune in for Wizards Paint the World and hate bigotry.
Good night, everybody.